Is that correct? Tell us about that.
It's a DJ business. DJ weddings, special events, things of that nature.
Okay. And to your left is Jamie. Jamie, tell us how you're affiliated with the group.
I am Fuzzy's wife, and we got affiliated with the group through our friend Brian and met everybody and kind of just dove in.
All right, and you're also known as J. Sue, right?
Yes.
And then we have Melissa, who's best friends with Candy. And Melissa, you're known as Rubel, and Candy is the mother of an autistic child. And so talk about how you guys have been friends forever? Or?
About 18 years, I would say. You know, we were actually both pregnant together, and our kids grew up together, so I've been there pretty much since day one.
All right, now Candy, you're the mother of an autistic child. What's his name?
Jared.
Jared?
Yeah.
All right, and you said about what time did you start realizing there was some issue with Jared?
Actually, the really weird thing is I noticed something was wrong when he was a baby, but I didn't know what it was because he wasn't showing any weird signs. He just had a look in his eye. I don't know how I knew that, but about one, he wasn't progressing like he should as far as, you know, pretty much most of the markers. He said physically fine. Right. It was just the other aspects, the talking and everything wasn't fine. So.
Okay. And we'll get back into that a little bit more in our next segment. I want to continue to introduce everybody. We have the president sitting to your left, and that's Sonny, Sunman, and you're one of the original members of Bikers Against Autism, right?
Yes, myself and my wife and a couple of our friends, Brian and Candy, our daughter, we helped form it. It was about 4 or 5 of us that actually started it.
All right, and your wife's sitting right next to you, and she's the expert of the group on autism. We'll call her that. And Tina's also known as PIB, and we won't get into what PIB stands for, but welcome to the show, Tina.
Oh, thank you. So welcome to be here. So grateful to be here. Really, I am.
Yeah.
Made me blush.
And then you guys mentioned Brian, who I've domed the little brother of the group because they kind of pick on you a little bit, Brian.
Yeah, they do. But I love them.
Right. Now, you've been involved in setting up some of the events for the group as well, right?
Yeah, I like to put in my hand whenever I can, especially if it means helping out the group and making the group stand out a little bit more.
Now, you do all types of events. The event we're going to be talking about is Autism Rocks. It's coming up this weekend. Now, Greg's putting that on, but what are some of the other events that you guys do?
We do, like I said, we do a police-escorted run. We also have done swap meets and attended events as vendors just to get our name out there and get noticed by individuals. And just our presence in general, just going around our everyday lives. We wear the vest, we wear the t-shirt, people notice us.
Now, you met these guys sort of in the beginning, and tell us that story.
It all started out with a friend of mine introducing me to Sonny and Tina for Sunday church session at their house. And one thing led to another. We started talking and found that we had a lot of similarities. My brother has autism, he's autistic, and come to find out their grandson, Jared, had autism, and we started talking together, and they had mentioned that they were wanting to start this group. And I felt that if there was anything I could do for my brother, it would be in this group.
Now, did you have a bike at that time?
Yes, I did.
And obviously, you had a bike, Sonny, and so that was a mutual friendship there from riding, and then it just developed into something bigger, right?
Yeah, it became more personal, especially on the level that they've dealt with autism. I've dealt with autism. We both ride bikes. They mentioned the formation of this group and that they wanted to get it off the ground, and I wanted to put my hand into it and kind of help it along.
Right. And now you've been friends with Greg, who's putting the event on, this particular event, Autism Rocks, which is going to be at 300 State on Saturday. And so, Greg, tell us your talent. You have a talent of your own, right?
Yeah, I DJ a little bit here or there. I've been doing it for many years. Started off doing like electronic EDM style music, and through a lot of events kind of around that sort of music. And once I joined the group here, we were looking for ways to branch out to a little bit different audience. And last year I came up with the idea to do the Autism Rocks event, and it was successful. It was very successful, and so we're running with it again this year.
Now, how long has the group been together? Anyone can answer that.
4.5 years.
4.5 years, and then Autism Rock's been half of that, 2 years now. This
will be the second year.
And so what were some of the events in the beginning that you guys tried?
We did things with the Biking Life magazine and Ted's Motorcycle World. They were two of our first sponsors, and they've helped us out on a lot of different things. Swap meets or just motorcycle events.
Now, you mentioned the police escort you on these rides, and now that's the Illinois State Police, right?
Yes, the Illinois State Police, the second Saturday in June, and they escort us. And people seem to enjoy it. You know, they keep asking if they'll do it again next year, and they wholeheartedly volunteer for it.
And one of the cool things about being escorted is that you don't have to put your feet down. Right?
No, just go right through all the stop signs, stop lights.
And not only does it bring attention because there's bikes rolling down the road, but there's police with the bikes, and usually it's the police following the bikes.
Yeah.
But in this case, they're leading you through town, so what a great thing for the Illinois State Police to do.
And we always request Jarrett LaCroft, because he's been with us since the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, about how many police join in?
It could be anywhere from 2 to 3. One year it was just one, and he kept up with us.
Okay.
He did a really good job.
Now, do they ride bikes?
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Big old Interceptor bikes, Harleys.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Candy a little bit more about what she has to deal with an autistic child. And we'll be back with more on Riverbend Talent here on the Big Z. From Gemini Hustler, check them out on SoundCloud.
Slackers Music, Movies, and Games is your one-stop shop for all your entertainment needs. Slackers carries video games from the original Nintendo through today's hottest systems. For the music and movie lovers, Slackers has thousands of CDs, records, VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. And for all the pop culture lovers, Slackers carries toys, comics, posters, t-shirts, and more. Slackers is located on Homer Adams Parkway next to Applebee's. Buy, sell, trade, play. Slackers, where playing around is serious business.
Neighbor, can I borrow your lawnmower? Good afternoon, neighbor. Can I borrow a cup of sugar? Hey, neighbor, it's me again. Can I borrow your running shoes?
You can't choose your neighbor, but at least you can choose two of your favorites from the McDonald's McBig 2 menu. Make a big choice. Pair any two items like the triple cheeseburger, quarter pounder with cheese, filet of fish, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets. Any two for $5 on McDonald's McBig 2 menu. Limited time only. Price of single item posted on menu board at participating restaurants.
1, 2, 3, 4. And it drove real fast. But now you got a wife who bitches about gas. You're a minivan driver. Complaining you had to pee. You're more than a tough guy in high school, but you're fat and it's hard to breathe. You're a minivan driver. You act real cool. But now you got a flat tire, and you're sitting in front of Kmart. You're a minivan driver. Minivan driver.
Minivan Driver from J. Brook Light and the Terrible Twos on Riverbend Talent. Welcome back to Riverbend Talent on the Big Z. I'm Dennis Laird. Show brought to you by Halpin Music Company on the Parkway in Alton. And if you want to keep this show on the air, we need you to stop by and thank Halpin Music Company for supporting Riverbend Talent on the Big Z. Just stop in and tell them you appreciate that. We're going to turn to Tina now. Tina, one of the original members, wife of Sonny, and you're somewhat of the expert of the group on autism, and what can you tell us about autism?
Well, autism is a communication problem. They call it the spectrum disease because it has over 150 different varieties of autism that can be with any of our individuals. You can take, for instance, ADHD, and people think that that child has that, but then they might find out it's a little bit more intensive as they get older, and they should be growing to different stages. Sometimes then it's like with Jared, our grandson, you might be 1 year old and we've already seen the markers. We already know that you can't communicate. You will not have any eye contact. They also have sensory issues, so they might hear an airplane like we would off in the distance, but they're going to hear it 15 times louder than we would. So say someone's in the room and you hear them speaking really loud. They have a lot of problems with going out in crowds in the stores. So people see children and they'll be like, what's wrong with them? You know, going, really having problems around the registers and everything. Well, just think if you heard all them noises at one time and all 15 individual things going off 15 times louder than we hear it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot for them to process and deal with too. But it is anywhere in around 1 in 48 boys out of 100 children.
Wow.
You know, would have that, and that's just beginning to be too much. In other words, 2 out of 100, but that might be too. The girls are picking up. We're getting more and more girls all the time. It was more of a male gender problem, but now it is becoming more and more evident that it's in both, male and female.
Now, have you seen some progress with procedures with autism since you've started the group? I'm sure that's going to be satisfying.
Oh, it's very satisfying, and with our homes, especially here in Illinois, we have some really good homes to where when the children you got to start when they're young, putting everything up and preparing, so by the time they're 21, they can go in these homes and these programs like Challenge here in Alton. That really does do a lot of good programs with our folks, and it's a lot of repetition, but then it might take 9 months. But I remember the first time someone for me spoke. It took me 9 months of doing this repetition with this girl every day, and when she spoke, it was like Christmas. I mean, it was just wonderful. And then the parents got to see that before they retired and got older. So there's a lot of progress being made, but it's very slow, and it's also very many baby steps being taken. But we need lots of money, we need lots of support from people to get everything moving along more.
Now, Candy, your son is Jared. It's her grandson, obviously.
Right.
And tell us some of the things a mom has to deal with an autistic child.
I would go back to, even when I was young, most kids are potty trained by like 2 or 3. Jared wasn't fully potty trained until he was almost 12. And he didn't speak probably any words until he was 10. He still doesn't speak full sentences, hardly ever. When he does, I'm always like, oh my God, yes, this is awesome. He wants to do the same thing over and over again. Yesterday he played You Better You Bet by The Who 500 times in a row, and I'm not even joking. It was insane, but that's autistic kids love repetition normally. And oh my God, it's rough. It's really rough. You're dealing with a child, well, he's 17. You're dealing with almost an adult, and it's like a child at the same time. And he gets frustrated a lot because I don't think he thinks I understand him, or other people understand him, because I think he knows that he doesn't speak well and that people don't understand him, so he'll hit himself in the head. And then you're frustrated because he's hitting himself in the head, and it's just one frustration after another. But you love him so much, you just want to squeeze him. It's hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
from an outsider looking in, they think maybe just the child's not behaving properly, but it's not their fault. And a lot of people are familiar with the fits that they see these children having, and tell us about that. When he gets into a fit, what's he experiencing, and what's a mom have to do there?
I mean, there's fits where, in public, where he'll lay on the floor in Walmart, and I've got all these people staring and looking, and then that just makes it worse, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just yelling at people, quit looking at him. But, the only thing I can do is just like, come on, Jared, let's get up, you gotta go. I gotta be all super nice, calm lady, which is super hard for me to do. But if at home, he's mad, I can usually just lay on the floor with him, because the floor is his friend when he's mad.
Okay.
So, you just gotta lay on the floor with him, and I talk real nice to him and sing Beatles songs to him or something, and it calms him down after about usually half an hour or more. But you just gotta have the patience.
That's something you've learned, though, that staying calm actually is a better way to go. That if you get excited, then it makes it more. They
feed off your mood like crazy. I learned that the hard way. Many years of thinking, I'm just going to be tough and that's going to fix it, and it didn't. It just made him angrier, and it just made it worse for me, because then he'd get mad, break windows, holes in the walls. My old house had every room had a broken window in it. I used to have to put deadbolts on all the doors, push refrigerators in front of doors so he wouldn't run away. The lengths you go to just to keep your kids safe, so you don't see them on the news, someday. is just scary.
Yeah. Support's big, and Melissa's been there for you the whole time.
Absolutely.
Melissa, what's some of the things that you've had to help her with the child? Because, she's spending all her time trying to calm him down or something, and then you're kind of there to support her. Tell us about that.
Mostly my children and I, we go to her house. We do a lot of things at her house, which makes it more comfortable for Jared because he doesn't want to go a lot of places. Every now and then we're able to go somewhere and have a good time, and he's okay. But he doesn't like noisy places. It has to be quiet. So it just kind of works out. We stay at her house with him. For example, like she said, a few times we've gone out to eat, and for some reason he doesn't want to go into the restaurant, and he'll just lay on the floor and scream, and we just have to wait until he's calmed down, and then we leave, and we just go back to the house where he's comfortable.
Let's go back to Brian, because your brother also an autistic child, and how much difference in age there?
He is 3 years younger than me, actually. Yeah, 3 years younger.
So you grew up alongside watching him go through this, so it had to be tough as a kid for you to even understand, right?
Yeah, I mean, growing up and everything, it's hard because, especially your peers when you're little, they don't understand at all what's going on, and you kind of have to explain to them that, this is my brother, this is how he is. And it's a learning experience. Like, being a parent with an autistic child is a learning experience. Being a brother or sibling to an autistic child is a learning experience too, because you have to kind of adapt how you are around them to kind of help them in situations that they get out of control. If things get out of control with them, you have to, like Candy was saying, remain calm and just kind of weather the storm.
All right, well, we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the event coming up this weekend, Autism Rocks, right here on Riverbend Talent on Big Z.
It's my come up, call it my up and coming. Cause I've been summoned by the rap guys who come from nothing to reach the top of the summit, then plummet back down. Building metaphors that you never heard before, like herbivore, searching for grass, heaven in as my attack, cause it never smoked her before. I'm a dog, bitch, call me a Labrador, cause you can find me in from Walmart by the double door. I'm dirt poor, can't afford the whole bag, so relax, here's my white boy attack and die. Just wanna kick back, right rap, and pour everything I'm city on the map. This is my chance, and I can't afford the whole bag, so relax, here's my white boy attack and die. Just wanna kick back, right rap, and pour everything I'm city on the map. From St. Louis to the K, the city is the bomb. If your city making pay, throw up a finger if you represent the show me state. Hey, what you say, Dre? Put me on the radio, my songs will play because I'm self-made. Nationwide from Detroit to the county Dade. That's MIA, South Beach, talking Georgia Beach, Hypnotic in Tennessee, Dirty South, drinking whiskey in Tennessee. Ain't got no time for enemies, I'm just here to people please. So people please, take the pain and misery, turn it into positive energy, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. And they're just like me, cause it's not the destination, baby, it's the journey. And learning, self-belief, it's a recipe to be anything and everything you never wanna be. So I'll be in dirt poor, can't afford the whole bag, so relax, here's my white boy attack and die. Just wanna kick back, right rap, and pour everything I'll city on the map. This is my chance, and I can't afford the whole bag, so relax, here's my white boy attack and die. Just wanna kick back, right rap, and pour everything I'll city on the map. Super Mario brother plumber man, if getting Hummers was like making money, I'd be worth 100 grand. Sam I am a toucan, cause I get a little doobie when I'm smoking on them 30 grams. Living life like I'm in a movie, man. I'm a slick motherfucker, you can call me Dapper Dan. And to understand the metaphor, you gotta be a Clooney fan. Raise your hand, Batman, take a stand. Mr. Wayne, the city going insane, that's why I pays for you, so remember my name and my claim to fame. Me and my DJ taking over the world, the pinky and the brain. Switching lanes down 955, getting brains from a pretty young thing. I'm one dude you can't contain, let the beast about the cage. Live on living room days, now we're on the stage getting paid. Why? cause it's the come up. Yeah. It's my come up. Calling my up and coming, cause I've been summoned by the rap gods who come from nothing to reach the top of the summit, then plummet back down. Building metaphors that you never heard before, cause I'm sick and tired of being Mr. Fleet, nice guy. Why try, you'll never make it, fucking wise guy. That's why I get high and sacrifice my life. Ain't no rapper alive with half my appetite. I'm dirt poor, can't afford the whole bag. So relax, it's my white boy attack and die. Just wanna kick back, right rap, and tour every valley city on the map. This is my chance, and I can't afford the whole bag. So relax, here's my white boy attack and die. Just wanna kick back, right rap, and tour every valley city on the map.
White Boy Attack from Steve O'Brien. Search for him on SoundCloud.
The Lakeside Lounge at the Alton Wood River Sportsman's Club serves lunch to the public from 11 till 3. But after 3, the lounge is for members and their guests only. The Sportsman's Club now has the Queen of Hearts for members only, and drawings are held every Monday night at 7. The Queen of Hearts jackpot gets bigger every week until someone draws the Queen. If you're interested in membership, call 466-3042. Join now, play the Queen of Hearts, and get all the benefits of the Alton Wood River Sportsman's Club.
Okay, so 5 tacos with cheese and a large soda, that's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My fellow Americans, in this year of great decision, there's but one choice. Don't be swayed by your family, your friends, or your co-workers. Cast your vote for the Pasta House Party. When the future of your get-together, birthday bash, reunion, or office party's on the line, the Pasta House Party's to-go menu guarantees results. Choose a family feast, appetizers, and pizza, or their a la carte menu, featuring apps, salads, and pastas. Call the Edwardsville Pasta House Company, serving the St. Louis area since 1974.
Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by Helping Music Company.
River Witch from the Manis Brothers. Search for them at bandcamp.com.
Welcome back to Riverbend Talent on the Big Z. I'm Dennis Laird, and we're talking with Bikers Against Autism about a big event coming this weekend to 300 State in downtown Alton called Autism Rocks. This is the second annual Autism Rocks, and Greg, you're a big part of putting on the entertainment, and it looks like you have 3 floors of entertainment, so a little bit for everybody, right?
Yeah, there's something there for everybody. I mean, there's rock music, there's punk rock music, there's blues, hip-hop, rap, DJs, something for almost anybody.
Now, for anyone who hasn't been to 300 State, number one thing is they have amazing pizza, and they're offering free pizza while it lasts.
Yeah,
right?
while it lasts, free pizza, and like you said, amazing might almost be an understatement.
And it starts at 7, is that correct?
Doors open at 7. The bands will start on the first floor around 8, and then the second and third floor will open up at 9 with DJs. And then they will have some guest performers go along with the DJs on the second and third floors, doing like hip-hop and rap style music. And we have a headliner on each floor. The first floor, the headliner is the Manis Brothers, who are out of St. Louis. They're kind of grungy rock blues band. The second floor has a headliner named Preach. He is a hip-hop artist out of St. Louis that's really made a name for himself, not only locally, but internationally. And the third floor, we have Trenton P., which is a local hip-hop artist that has really in the last year or so made a big name for himself, not only locally, but internationally.
Now let's start with Trenton there. Some of the guests will be with him.
Trenton will be performing as a headliner late. He has a DJ Blue Note that will be DJing for him. Also on that floor will be DJ, and he will have guest performers G.A. Bars, Frank Sosa, Cash Kill, Barry Sumner.
Now, are they all local?
Most of the artists on the third floor is from the St. Louis area, St. Charles, across the river.
Now, Trenton, though, you mentioned Trenton
is from the Riverbend area, yes.
Now, on the second floor, it's DJ Knox with the guests, and Preach being the headliner there. Who are some of the guests?
Preach being the headliner, and then some of the guests are a lot of ISM Records artists. Dilla, Duggar, BP, Breezy Joe. ISM Records has been a big help for me putting this event together. So they're kind of doing a showcase of their artists on that second floor.
Now, you had mentioned that Preach is known nationally. So is he on tour now, or is he...
No, I think he does a lot of local shows and things like that. He definitely has albums and radio play that is going internationally.
And then we got mainly rock and roll on the first floor there where the pizza is.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Manis Brothers being from St. Louis, the headliner there, but a band that's been around for about 30 years here in the Alton area, Dead Planet, playing that show.
Yeah, Dead Planet. Gemini Hustler is another local band that's playing, and J. Brook Light and the Terrible Twos is another band from the Riverbend area that's going to be playing there.
And we play all 3 of those bands on Riverbend Talent, so we'll be playing some of that music during this program. And so it sounds like a great event. I'm excited.
It's going to be a good time. We got door prizes, raffles, music for everybody. Even on the second floor, we're even going to have a twerk-off.
I knew you'd get to that eventually. What is a twerk-off?
A twerk-off is a dance competition.
Okay.
The easy way to explain twerking would be a dance style of shaking your booty. Okay. And it was a huge success last year, to the point that they actually asked us to bring it back again this year. So
I would call it more of a gyration of the body.
Yeah, there you go. It's definitely entertaining.
So if someone wants to see what a twerk off is, all they have to do is come to the show.
Yep.
And so that ought to be interesting there. Now you give away a prize, right?
Yeah, there'll be a prize for the best twerker, I guess we'll call them. And we'll also have other door prizes and things that we'll be giving out throughout the night.
Well, let's get into what you do as a DJ a little bit, and tell us a little bit about what you do as far as a DJ. If someone was to come to see you, what would they see?
A DJ is someone who takes records or tracks, we'll call them now in a digital age, and mixes them together and does different things with them to kind of make that music their own.
Now, some of these special guests will do rap over this or MC over top of...
Yeah, so you'll have a little bit of what we call EDM music that the DJs will play, which is electronic music. A lot of kind of things you hear in like nightclubs over in the cities and things like that. But then they will also be DJing for the hip-hop artists, and they'll be mixing the hip-hop beats and things like that for them.
And then while the music's playing, some of these guys come out front and then entertain as well, trying to get the crowd to dance and...
Yep, they'll do all that and, hype up the scene there to get everybody having a good time.
Now we know the ladies in the room are excited about the dancing part. You guys like to dance?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So we can probably find you four on either the second or third floor. Right?
To twerk off, maybe.
No, you guys ain't? No. How about you, Sonny? You want to go for the... No, you're not.
If he did, there would definitely be recording of it.
I think Brian's in on the tour.
Yeah, I think so.
You're the little brother, right? Well, that sounds like a great event, and like you said, a little bit for everybody. And talk about over the years, how much money have you guys raised for autism?
Oh, I'd say ups in the tens of thousands.
Wow.
Like you said earlier, we've been together about 4.5 years. Every year's getting better. Our events get bigger, more events happen. We've really been blessed these last couple of years on the turnouts that we've been having, and we're looking to just really keep getting bigger and bigger and providing as much funds that we can to help aid in research and try and make people like Candy's and Brian's life as easy as possible. And hopefully one day you won't have parents or siblings that would even have to deal with something like that.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more on Riverbend Talent here on the Big Z.
Here's some upcoming live performances around the Riverbend.
Friday, September 23rd, the Mondin Band at the Pump House. Bud Summers at the Archive Music House. The Harmons at Wild Pickens. The Doc Holliday Band at Deutsch Village Inn. Scott and Carl at the Loading Dock. The Irish Exiles at Morrison's Irish Pub. Mars Needs Guitars at Wiggler's. Nightlife at Argosy Casino. Open mic night with Dave Foraker at Shankers. Oracle, Spots, and Even More Broken at Foo Bar. And Dirty Bombshell and Rebel Train at Spark Speed Shop. Saturday, September 24th, the Manis Brothers preach Dead Planet, Trenton P., Jay Brooklife and the Terrible Twos, Gemini Hustler, Chase Stacks, Saint and DJ Knox at 300 State Street for Bikers Against Autism. The House Band at Shakers, Matt Tall at Wild Pickens, Raised on Radio at Sittin' Bull, Doc Holidays at Deutsch Village Inn, Lanny and Julie at Shale Lake Winery, Trilogy at the Loading Dock, Sit Down and Get Down, and Harvest Drive at the Pump House, Walt Miller at Aries Winery, Ray Duffy at Morrison's Irish Pub, Power Trip at Chico's, and Hudson and Friends at Grafton Winery. September 24th and 25th, Strange Folk Festival at Lafayette Square in St. Louis. Sunday, September 25th, Bud Summers at Vixen Hill Winery, Lanny and Julie at Lucky's, the Mondin Band at the Loading Dock, and then later at Tin Pan. Graham Pagano at Aries Winery, Triple Play at Grafton Winery, Steve Kyle at Third Shoot Saloon, and the Owls at concerts at the Confluence Tower. From Dead Planet. Check them out on Facebook.
What does a home show and a 3-engine plane have in common? They're both part of the fun at the 22nd Annual St. Louis Regional Airport Open House, September 24th and 25th. This year's event kicks off with the arrival of the B.A.A. Ford Tri-Motor, a luxury airliner from the Roaring 20s. Rides in this amazing plane can be purchased all weekend. Saturday-only activities include the Home Builders Association Home Show, the Wings and Wheels Car Show, East Side Radio-Controlled Club Airplanes, and a Make-A-Wish Bounce House. The newly added home show will feature the latest home improvements displayed on the circle in front of the control tower. On Sunday, kids age 8 to 17 can come back with parents for free plane rides, sponsored by the E.A.A. Young Eagles. Horses from the legendary Mustang Sanctuary will entertain everyone on the ground. Advanced registration is encouraged. The event is free and open to the public. Food and drink will be on sale, and picnic baskets are welcome. Check out the different activities each day at stlouisregional.com.
Join parents and experts at Understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues designed to help you help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything. Brought to you by Understood.org and the Ad Council.
Furnace on the Freds? Whether it's a quick fix or time for something new, you need a dealer who knows what it takes to warm things up. And a Bryant dealer does whatever it takes. It takes attention to detail, the right tools, and friendly, knowledgeable service. Bottom line, it takes a Bryant dealer to bring the heat.
It takes King Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 466-7574 or find them online at kingaircondheating.com.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
If you get money, even know why they wanna be like me. Talk a lot of shit, but they're never gonna fight me. Everybody try, but they never do it like me. Style so ill, gotta hook it to an IV. Steady making money on the low, though. And anytime I really wanna stack a little cash, do another show and then I make a couple racks. Never leave the city cause I got it on my back. If I'm gonna make it, I'ma make you look back. Make it to the top and I will never look back. Made a lot of money, but I never even brag. I don't even want it, you can have it all back. If you really got a problem, I can probably make it simple. Cause I'm caught up in the middle. Fucking sick of talking riddles when I work for every nickel. But I only have a little, not a money, get a triple. I'ma tell them, motherfucker, I'ma do it, how I do it. I'ma make it when I make it, I'ma get it, how I get it. This really how I'm living, I ain't young. Let me finish popping off like a blemish. If you really think I'm playing, then you probably just mistaken. Cause I'm all about my dollars. If you really wanna have a better offer. Cause I'm sick of fucking tired of working hard to getting $5 born broke. I'ma die rich, no image. Wanna fall in love with a dude like me. Know you wanna hit the club with a dude like me. They wanna spend $100,000 on their jewels like me. They see me flexing on the gram, but they can't do it like me. Yeah, baby. If you get money, don't say yeah, baby. If you get money, don't say yeah, baby. Addicted to them hundreds, don't say yeah. Let me see you throw it in the air.
Say she in love with a nigga. To get wet when she hugging a nigga. Say she wanna ride with a nigga. Roll up a boogie, yeah, put your nigga. Say she wanna roll with a nigga. Told me she'll suck the soul out of nigga. Say she wanna live with a nigga. And I said no, bitch, live with your nigga. I be getting skriller, low key $1 million nigga. I was pushing pounds on a pillow. I ain't drop a city in 5 years, you know why? Cause I ain't got a rap nigga. I done seen and heard all types of shit. Bought all type of jewelry, all types of whips. I used to rest, don't ask what's the price of this. What your girl nigga, don't even like it. Said I know you wanna fall in love. And I know you wanna hit the club. And I know you wanna back rub. Know you wanna rock ice. And I know you wanna live nice. You addicted to the nightlife. I got money, I got cars, I got hoes, and a whole lot of shit. You just not getting money. Boy, these hoes been on my dick straight up.
Wanna fall in love with a dude like me. Know you wanna hit the club with a dude like me. They wanna spend $100,000 on their jewels like me. They see me flexing on the gram, but they can't do it like me. Yeah, baby. If you get money, don't say yeah, baby. If you get money, don't say yeah, baby. Addicted to them hundreds, don't say yeah, baby. Let me see you throw it in the air, baby.
Like me from Trenton P. Check him out at TrentonP.com. Welcome back to Riverbend Talent on the Big Z. I'm Dennis Laird, and we're talking with Bikers Against Autism about a big event coming this weekend to 300 State in downtown Alton called Autism Rocks. This is the second annual Autism Rocks, and Greg, you're a big part of putting on the entertainment. Now you have a website as well where people can go if they can't make the event. They can donate there, right?
Yeah, it's www.bikersagainstautism.com. You can go there. We also have merchandise and things like that we use to fund the group.
Okay.
T-shirts, patches.
And you're probably on social media as well?
Oh, yeah, we have a Facebook page. It's Bikers Against Autism also.
I got to ask you, Brian, about the golf event that you set up.
It was definitely a first try. Didn't go over as well as I had thought it would. It was a new ground for us to try and see if we could work our way into. And it just didn't seem to get the push that it did. But because I wasn't there, I was actually in the hospital at the time.
Oh, bummer.
And it was a bummer. I was stressing about it the entire time I was in the hospital. But these individuals here, this is like my second family, they pulled together and out of nothing created something. We had the lemonade stand that was ran by one of our junior members of the group. Really pulled everything together and really made something out of nothing.
Right.
I would still consider it a successful event.
Yeah, it was definitely a successful event. Granted, it didn't go the way I necessarily envisioned it to begin with, but we did get ourselves noticed. We did get out there, and people had a good time.
Right. I was just trying to show off the variety of stuff you do. Now, talking about bikers getting noticed, I got to go back to the president and Sonny. And, some people are scared of bikers. And tell us about how it's a little bit different because of the patch you wear.
Well, it's a little bit different because people are scared of us at first, like you said, but then they see our patch says Bikers Against Autism, autism being the operative word, and they come to us and they start talking about autism. Well, a family member or my neighbor or someone has autism. autism. Can you help us with this? And if we can't help you, we'll find someone in our group or in all the organizations for autism that can help you.
Right. Well, let's go through once again, Greg, before we wrap up, some of the acts that we're going to be able to see at 300 State, and once again, free pizza.
Oh, free pizza, huh?
Best free pizza.
Right. We have the Manis Brothers, Jay Brooke Lipe and the Terrible Twos, Gemini Hustler, Dead Planet, Preach, Trenton P, DJ Knox, DJ Pilsey, and a whole lot of other guest MCs.
Yeah, so get out there, folks, and help out Bikers Against Autism, and help them raise some money, because this is something that needs to be addressed, and maybe we'll get a little bit farther in the next 4 years, right?
No, we will.
Yeah.
Can only go up from here.
Well, thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, Bikers Against Autism. Check out the website, bikersagainstautism.com. You can catch up with them on social media, Facebook. If you can't make the show, but you got to make the show, because it's going to be a good time. So why not come out, have a good time for a good cause. I'm Dennis Laird. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a reminder, our sponsor, Halpin Music Company on the Parkway in Alton. And if you like what you're hearing, please stop in and support our sponsors. Have a great evening, everybody.
Radar Weather is brought to you by Barrett Heating and Cooling. When the electricity goes out...